Boom. And we are live with another episode of the Brownwater Banter podcast. My name is Jared Seymour.
My name is Joey Cates.
That's right. And we got a great show for you in the studio today. We have Roy from Full Bulls. Doug's going to be joining us, talking to us about the event in Ocean Springs.
Ocean Springs.
Okay, it's a cook-off that we're going to be talking about this evening. Barbecue, all things barbecue, brisket ribs, 2024. I like it. I like the hat. But before we jump into that, we're going to thank the people who keep the lights on for us over here at the Brownwater Studio. Right out of the gate, Dr. Robbie Williams over at Southern Magnolia Smiles, man. 2023 is the year to keep your mouth clean, so book that appointment with him now. He's located in Ocean Springs on Washington Avenue. You can look him up on the socials at Southern Magnolia Smiles. And like I say, when you're ready to book that appointment, just give him a call at 228-215-1202. We got our buddy here. There we go. Taylor and Cox Law Firm, man. He made that. He sent it over to me. I think he said
good.
I think he was saying mine didn't look that good, but that's okay because this one's better. This is Tyler over at Taylor and Cox, man. They've been practicing law in Pascagoula for about 30 years. So if you need legal representation for any reason, they specialize. Oh, I'm going to have to update my spiel. They specialize in felonies, misdemeanors, DUIs, family law, divorce, and child custody. So if you're in any of those boats, man, give them a shout at 228-696-0111.
He's over in Pascagoula over in Doug's country.
It's a Pascagoula show tonight,
That's
man.
right.
And he also is the Brownwater Banter app sponsor, and we appreciate that as well. If you don't have the app on your phone, go download it. It's free in the App Store and Google Play. Turn those notifications on. We won't spam you, but you can stay connected to our universe here and all our content and Tails and Scales and cool stuff like that. Rocky Brooks over at Sea to Swamp. Look him up on Facebook, Sea, the number 2, and then Swamp. He's got a location in Goshen and Gulfport. You can give him a call at 228-205-3964. He's got you covered on all of your outdoor tackle, apparel, rods, reels, repair services, kayaks. I mean, he's slinging all kind of stuff. So go check him out. Tell him that we sent you. Our buddy Kendrick over at Forever Young, Men and Women's Health. You can look them up on Facebook as well. If you find yourself lethargic, you can't get off the couch, you don't have any energy, you can't get back in the gym like you'd like to, let Kendrick run some lab work on you, figure out what you got. Maybe there's some deficiencies in vitamins. Maybe it's hormone replacement that you need. He specializes in all of it. You can give him a call and book that consultation, 228-363-6623, and get back on track to your health and your fitness.
Being a slug.
That's right. He actually said he's had a couple people, Joey, show up and hit him up from the show. So we're glad to hear that people are making moves. And then we got Randy Bosarge, District 5 supervisor, stayed on board with us, supporting the show. We got a good episode with him. Go back in the catalog there, check it out. And he kind of broke it down for us what was going on or is going on in Jackson County economically, population-wise, planning. He had a really good hold on what's at stake for the county, brokering deals for us, just trying to keep the taxes low and produce for the citizens of Jackson County. So we appreciate his support as well. I think that covers it for us. I think I beat Joey.
I'm still over here just clicking. Click.
That's all right. I win.
That's right. You're the winner.
Gentlemen, where do we want to start? This cook-off, okay? We said before we went live, this is at least your
second year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not the first year. Second year. And tell us a little bit about. Kick that mic up before we get started. There we go.
There we go.
How to get started?
So I got involved with the Wounded Warriors in Action Foundation about 6 years ago.
Okay.
And I, along with several other sponsors, take 5 or 6 of these guys that are wounded in combat, Purple Heart recipients, on a pheasant hunt every year up in North Dakota.
Okay.
So that's what this organization does. It provides an outdoor event, whether it be a world-class fishing or hunting trip to Purple Heart recipient veterans that's been injured in combat. And they just send them all over the world on these hunts and events. They're 501c,
okay,
totally nonprofit. So, whenever I opened my business down here, I tried to think about a way I could bring them into this area, let the community know about the program and what they do, and then incorporate something like we're doing with the barbecue competition to help raise funds for this organization and be able to contribute back to our veterans. So 2 years ago, I got with a friend of mine, Tim Wold, and he and I put it together within a 3-month period, and we made it happen. We had nearly 2,000 people coming from the general public for the event last year. We have bands, we have vendors,
Okay.
All day entertainment, beer garden, all the good stuff. This year is free to the public, whereas last year it was a $20 entry fee. This year it's totally free to the public to come in, entry fee.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're expecting to hopefully double those numbers this year.
Absolutely. Let's do one thing we sometimes forget to. Let's read off the date and all that right at the beginning, so people that are watching they'll know, and then we'll keep.
We're gonna throw the flyer up here.
Yeah,
It'll be up there.
Yeah. So it says September 16th, 2023. That's only a few days away. That's this weekend. Into summer barbecue cook-off and concert at the park. Where is that?
Okay, that is the Veterans Memorial Park next to the Civic Center and Police Station in Ocean Springs.
Okay.
Bienville Boulevard there.
Okay. And it says free admission, which you just said. Open to the public, family friendly, family fun event. Veterans Memorial Park, Highway 90, Ocean Springs. All proceeds benefiting veterans, food banks, and animal shelters for Jackson County. And then we got all of our sponsors down here at the bottom. And I want people to take a good hard look at that because these are the people that are spending money in your community and help, fund events like this, and that always it means a lot. So, but yeah, so year one, good turnout. We're hoping for better or more, double year two without the $20 entry fee. Is that what you said?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to have a number of barbecue teams out there this year, but we're also going to we incorporated some local food trucks as well.
Okay. For
people that that doesn't really care for barbecue or whatever. So we've got some really good food trucks out there that's going to be joining us this year. So far, we have almost completely met our goal for vendors this year. So we're going to have a lot of tent vendors this year as well compared to last year.
Not just food trucks. You've got like people
like
selling
merchandise and stuff like
absolutely.
that.
Arts and crafts, what have you, snowballs, lemonade.
What about for like the people showing up though? How do they test the meat? Like, how do they eat? Is it all free, or how does that work?
So no, the barbecue teams some of the barbecue teams will be selling barbecue, and then we'll have the food truck selling food as well.
Okay.
So what we did was last year we charged $20 per person to come in, and they could sample test. Mm-hmm. This year I wanted to do it a little bit different to draw not only a larger crowd in, but to also draw more vendors in as well. And so we decided to this year let the barbecue teams sell, help offset their cost of their entry fees and their meats or what have you, and then just try to make as much as we could in donations that we get back from the vendors themselves and our sponsors. So this year people will you pay for your own food or what have you.
Yeah,
but the entertainment's there; it's free.
Yeah. Is there a set menu? Is everybody about the same price on that, or you set it the way you want to do it?
They'll all have their own set prices or what have you. Yeah, but I mean, they'll be doing pulled pork, they'll sausage on a stick, rib plates, brisket plates,
pulled pork Sundays, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think they're. I think everybody's looking $8, $10, $12
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And is it competition? Is it somewhat? How's your judging work on that competition?
So it's blind judging.
Okay. Do you bring in judges?
Yeah, we're bringing in judges. It'll be blind judging. And then, the rules will be fairly simple. We kind of took some of the Kansas City Barbecue Association rules and incorporated them with ours.
Yeah.
But we didn't want to make them so stringent on the teams, that we just wanted a lot more participation this year. So we tried to make it easy on our team.
How many teams did you have year one, and then what were you looking at year two?
Year one, we had 12, I think.
Yeah, a dozen or so. A little over a dozen, something like that.
Yep. So this year, we're probably looking at around 15 or so.
That's a good turnout.
Yeah. But I didn't want to fill up the midway with teams because I wanted to give all of them a good size space for their equipment, trailer, and and setting up promote their items, their hats, shirts, or what have you as well.
Now you mentioned the KC style of competition. What kind of meats are we talking?
So we're doing briskets,
ribs,
and chicken thighs.
Okay. Do you have to do to compete? Do you have to do one of every one of those? Okay.
Yep. Yep, you'll have 6 samplings of each for the judging.
Okay.
Our turn-ins will be at 2:00 on the chicken, 3 on the pork, and 4 on the briskets.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll announce our winners at 5 p.m.
So, Mr. Doug, your team cooked in it last year, right?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a great time. And
You cooking a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
we try to. We
Yeah.
try to support the community. Actually, I think that was my second or third competition on my own team last year. And we walked away with a lot of the prizes, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
Very good time. But it was well worth it to see a lot of the Wounded Warrior guys out there that were very appreciative of what the community did. Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah. And I'm sure anybody's, even if you're not part of the Wounded Warrior Foundation, anybody's any better than any of those guys are welcome to come
Absolutely,
out there, right?
Yep. I've reached out to the American Legion and VFW guys. I know one of the VFWs has a breakfast on Saturday, but they've talked to the other commanders. So last year we had a lot of veterans out there. They'll be out again this year as well. And then they usually bring their tents or what have you and set up and, have their information about their organizations or whatever as well. We don't charge them a vendor's fee or anything.
Right.
What type of entertainment you got?
So we've got the Rougarous.
You got a pile of them. You might as well read your cheat sheet. That's why you brought it.
That's a phone.
Yeah, that's a phone right there.
Yeah, we got the Rougarous opening, the Cool Rays, and then Eve's Fallen. That's a fairly new band that just got together here not long ago, and they're really, really good, talented band.
Okay. What's the style in those bands? Like cover songs?
Yep,
like,
cover
full
songs.
bands.
Eve's Fallen. They get into a little more heavier rock.
Okay.
But they do it all. But yeah, Rougarous, they do it all. Country, blues, you name it. Good band, great band. They play a lot in Bay St. Louis casinos, Margaritaville.
I think
casinos.
they played at like Cruising the Coast and
They do the camp.
Yeah, they do a bunch of
that.
it.
Yeah,
They're good.
Yep.
Yeah, they're good. And they got a cool name too.
Rougarous.
The Rougarous. The Rougarous.
How did you get into wanting to help? Like, why pick that cause? Like, obviously it's a great cause. Is there something near and dear to your heart? Or
well, what I did was I got a British lab, and I had him trained up in Minnesota for pheasants, and his trainer took him to South Dakota, and we had to go up and pick him up after his training. One of his training sessions was done, so we went to South Dakota at Grand Seal Lodge, which is a pheasant hunting lodge up there, and they were doing the Wounded Warrior in Action hunt that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I found out about it. I went to the lodge and I was just seeing all these pictures, and then I met some of these guys, some of these veterans, that had severe handicaps from their injuries.
Oh yeah.
And I just asked my trainer, I said, "Hey man," I said, "I had to tell me about this," and he told me. And I said, "Well, what can I do? Is there any way I can get involved?" And he pointed me in a direction. And so the very next year, we started doing hunts up in North Dakota, Shriner Farms, and the old grocery company I was with, Krause's Markets,
Mm-hmm.
and a few other sponsors around there. We all get together and organize it and sponsor it every year.
Yeah.
So that's how I got involved in it. And I tell you, it's if you ever had the opportunity, I wish you guys could make a trip with us one year to go up there and check that out.
Well, all you gotta do is send us an invite. We ready.
It's
to go.
a huge event. It really is. The state rolls out the red carpet for these guys. We pick them up at the airport. We get police escorted 35 miles from Minot or Bismarck out to the lodge. And, it's just a humbling experience to see these guys. We've had guys as amputees that refuses to ride in a side-by-side or a cart. They literally walk those fields and they'll fall and they'll get right back up.
It's crazy.
And just keep going. But to see some of the injuries that these guys have sustained,
for us to be able to sit here and drink beer.
Drink beer.
Yeah.
It's just,
I wonder if they need a shift.
The impact it's had on their families and stuff like that. It's just, for me, this is just a great cause, because to see these guys be able to get out, connect, and heal, and be able to honor them in a way like this is to me is a big deal.
Oh yeah, it's awesome, and a lot of times they get overlooked. Like when they come home, they don't always get treated as exactly what they're supposed to be. A lot of them, some of them end up, on the streets, not getting the medical care that they need, especially coming back with PTSD and all that stuff like that. So it's good to get them out there.
And that PTSD is a big deal, regardless of any other injuries. I've had a number of guys that's come through our hunts in the past that couldn't survive it.
Oh, I bet it's tough, even for like if you're walking and a shotgun start going off. I bet something's going off in all of their heads. You know what I'm saying? Something's tingling. But
it's a great cause. It's like I said, they're 501c. The founder, Lieutenant Colonel John McDaniel, I've met him. He's been to Ocean Springs, been to my shop. The coordinator, they're a very small staffed foundation. And when I say small staffed, I think there's 3 or 4 that handles everything, and they're all volunteers. I think there might be 1 paid member on the staff, but that's about it. I know the coordinator, she lives in Utah. She works on the fire department there. And I know she's not a paid staff, but and she'll be down for the event as well. She came down last year. She'll be down for it again this year as well, to give out information, talk about the program and about the foundation and what it's about.
Yeah. Kudos to you. That's a good story. I like that.
We've done Tackle 22. I don't know if you know who Tackle 22 is, but they do the same event, kind of like the same event, but instead of doing hunting, they do fishing.
Right.
And like, I guess y'all do some fishing trips too as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And they'll be a part of the Sheepshead.
We do a little, not to piggyback on y'all or anything, but we do the same thing. Like on the Sheepshead tournament, we give vets free entry in, just anything that you can kind of give back. It's nothing, we can't repay them,
right?
But it's kind of like, I'll shake your hand and say thank you and give you a free entry in our tournament. That's the least we can do.
I like the way you say that. We can't pay them back.
Yeah, you can't. You can never pay them back, especially the ones that got really injured. I mean, all of them are suffering at some point, even if it's just PTSD or being away from your family. But the ones who got really injured, we owe them everything. And the ones that didn't make it back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've got a friend down in Bay St. Louis, and he does a annual hog hunt for the same foundation. So I go down and I cook for him for that event. And so some of the same guys that's been on my pheasant hunt, I've met at his hog hunt. So, or vice versa. And it's been a pretty wild experience. That's how he and I made the connection, is through the foundation. And now he comes and helps me at this one. And every year I go back and cook or whatever for his event.
Yeah.
That's great. You're no stranger to the, I don't know about the barbecuing side of it, but definitely not the meat side of it, right?
Right.
With 4 bulls. So we got to talk a little bit about that. Down in Ocean Springs, Highway 90. I'm sure people familiar, right?
Yep. At the inlet. It's at the inlet condominiums. We've been there a little over 3.5 years.
Okay.
We've got a wonderful customer base in Ocean Springs and the surrounding area.
You got a few cars that travel that road.
Got a lot of cars that travel that road.
It's always so packed over there. Good Lord.
Yeah, a lot of cars that travel in front there every day. But 3.5 years in that location, 43 years in the business.
You mentioned the grocery store stuff. Is that what you said prior to that?
Yeah. I was with Albertsons 27 years, and then in the private grocery sector of it for 10 years.
Deli side or all over?
Just the private grocery sector. Yep.
Okay, so kind of all of it.
Yeah, up in North Dakota. We left after I left, retired from Albertsons. We moved from here in Ocean Springs up to North Dakota and was up there a little over 10 years. And then we came back down for Grand Kids.
It's a little cold up there from what I understand.
It gets a little chilly, yeah.
Not a lot of neighbors up there either.
No.
Well, for us, I mean, we had some neighbors. Our neighbors were close, but it wasn't anything to walk outside and have 13 inches of snow and 55-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, 30 below at times.
55, 60 below.
Man, ain't no way.
See y'all later.
Yeah.
Have it. You can have all that North Dakotans you want.
Well, I got to ask though. So you were here in Ocean Springs and moved up there. For why?
Originally from Mississippi. And,
what in God's name?
I know it's hot down here during summer. I get it, but
that's frozen 50? Tundra.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It was a work involved, I'm guessing?
No, he was retired.
It was work.
Oh, okay.
I had gone back to work. In the private sector of the grocery business.
Gotcha.
They had the oil boom was kind of hitting.
Yeah.
up there
Well, my
pretty-
dad worked up there
Yeah.
before that. That's how I know.
So there
They was popping up
yeah,
grocery
it was
stores.
popping up. Yep. And so yeah, went up
Okay,
there.
that makes a little more sense.
Went up there for about 2 to 3 years and ended up being there 10 years.
Yeah, I'm thinking like you were tired and that was the end of it. I'm like, you didn't know? Did you not know about Hawaii?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Florida? There's a lot
The
of places.
Keys is beautiful this time of
You
year.
didn't even need a passport to go there.
Yeah.
So,
So are y'all supplying the meat? Fort Bull supplying the meat, or
Nope.
where y'all getting the meat?
The team supply their meat. And
Okay.
They can, if they want to get it from us, they buy it at cost, of course.
All right.
But yeah, the teams are supplying their own meat.
okay.
Um,
What's been the response with the teams with the selling it and kind of recouping the cost? Are they into that? They
some
like it?
some are, a few are, and then the others just want to be in the competition.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why we reached out to some of the local food trucks as well to make sure that we had lots of food there for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Different choices.
Yep, to support our local businesses as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, without our sponsors, this year we had Woody's Roadside as
yeah.
a sponsor.
Throw that
again.
flyer back up.
Yeah,
There it is
I-
up
I-
there.
Mosaics,
Yeah,
let's
Pepsi,
see.
Allen Beverages.
It's kind of hard to see on that one. Let me see if
Yeah,
I
he's a
can.
wee little fella.
I might could pull it up. If you can feel free to keep going.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull it up so we can.
Well, I can't remember all of
Right.
them.
That's
Shed-
what I'm
Here,
trying to
here,
remember.
here.
The Shed Barbecue.
There you go.
Yep, the Shed Barbecue, Brooke and Brad out the Shed, Wycart Realtors, Quality Seafood.
The
Ros-
city
Rosita's-
Ocean Springs has been huge too.
Well,
Rosita's Tacos,
Rosita's?
right?
Rosita's
She's gonna be out
Tacos,
there
yep.
with her taco food truck.
She's going to be out there with her food truck. Salty Jacks will be out there. Some good food.
Looks like Coast Observer, which is what you're holding, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep, Gulf Coast Observer.
Family Tradition Charters. I can see that from here, right? That's JJ, huh?
Yeah.
Visions Landscapers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
There's a couple more that I can see. The Juke Joint, Community Bank.
Community Bank.
I can't make that one out.
The Juke
In Zone
Joint.
Bar and Grill. I don't know if we said that one.
No, that's not
Yep.
JJ. That's Ocean Springs, Mississippi. It looks like.
Is it
JJ's.
really?
Yes.
It really looks like JJ. Holy shit. I got a free plug on that. Sorry. I thought it was JJ.
Tell him to
I
come
was
on
gonna-
out.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Mosaic, End Zone, WWIA. Is that a what is that?
Wounded Warriors. in
we're-
action.
we're-
Okay.
We're still taking sponsorships.
Right. If JJ wants to jump on, he can. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get him on our billboards. We got the electronic billboards up and down the Gulf Coast going that
Yeah.
Lamar
Yeah.
signs provided for us.
Yeah.
And so he said, anytime you want to add a sponsor, just give me a call. He
Yeah.
said I can do it from a desk.
Right.
Sweet.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got
so-
quality
the city
seafood.
Ocean Springs been huge.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
the City of Ocean
Yeah.
Springs. It almost looks like just like our buddy's logo.
Yeah.
You got Vision Lawn Care. You got GMG. That is Green Mountain Grills.
Yeah,
there you go.
Grand
Good
Mountain
for you.
Grills.
And then you got Smokehouse. Something Smokehouse.
Krause Smokehouse.
Krause Smokehouse,
That's Krause's grocery stores up in North Dakota that I was
Okay.
affiliated with.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we held him. I think
Yeah.
we got all of them. That's on
Yeah.
that right there.
So they still sponsor the event down here as well. And of course, yeah.
Did you say Due South's gonna be cooking?
No,
Okay.
we had a prior engagement to this. I didn't realize the date. We overbooked ourselves. Due South will be in Yorktown, Virginia.
Good Lord.
helping with a wedding, but we have a spinoff of Due South Barbecue, which will be Livewire Barbecue. A guy's been helping me for years,
Uh-huh.
and he's put a team together and gonna go in there and knock it out. He's
Okay.
gonna come home with the first place trophy.
That's
You-
yeah, we're gonna zoom in on that in a second because we ain't got the cameras right, but we're gonna look at it for sure.
The barbecue competition thing is slightly addictive, isn't it?
It is. It is kind of addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you get bit?
Couple
years ago?
It's been several years. It's been 10 years ago or so. I was helping my buddy Hometown Barbecue, and they do a great job. And man, it's just kind of help here, help there, and then we finally put our own team together. And it's so addictive that my son graduated high school this past year,
Mhm.
and for his senior trip, he wanted to go to Memphis in May.
Nice.
For a senior trip.
Nice.
And so a guy reached out to me and asked us to help cook, and we ended up winning first place whole hog in Memphis in May.
How excited was
That's
he?
legit.
It's pretty exciting to
Fired
walk
up.
the stage with 100,000 people there, and you won
Hog.
first place whole hog out of the whole country
Yeah.
because there was teams from all over. It was pretty legit. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So now it's like now the bug's there, and
Oh, yeah.
my wife's kicking me in the butt every day saying,
Yeah. Well, now that's another hobby. It's like fishing, hunting. You know, saying
I've
outside.
actually, I don't even. My son's still fishing and doing all that, but I think every chance I get, I'm cooking now.
That's what I'm saying. Now it's barring, now it's in your blood.
So
it's like anything you can get in. You know, it's.
Your guy.
If I can win something and beat you,
Yeah.
like fantasy football, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
what
know
it
if
is.
it's crazy, man.
His business is good. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's
So,
it's
as long as he's competing, I'm
But I will tell you, it is kind of a lazy man sport, and that's what I like about it. Because you set them, and once you set them, you gotta sit on them for a while.
Well,
there's some tweaking now.
Yeah, there is
depends
some
on
tweaking.
what you can afford. When we got up to Memphis in May, I've never seen anything like that. Like
Is it a
when
full
we got,
operation?
I mean, these guys. I mean, I think my smoker's pretty nice, and people's got 2 or 3 or 4 $30,000 smokers sitting there. You know?
Yeah.
Have you been to Salt Pepper Oak yet?
I have not.
Have you heard of it over in
Yes.
Diamond Head?
Mhm.
Yeah. So Vincent's been on the show a couple times, and he's got 1,000-gallon.
But you
offset
ain't moving
smoker
them
over
rigs.
there.
He's
No,
got
no,
that.
that's not
Yeah.
portable.
No, they were bringing in like front end loaders and stuff to offset to offload and
At the Memphis in May.
At the Memphis in May was and I don't know what our final bill was, but it was astronomical. I got an email the other day saying that the damages that we caused the barbecue teams at Memphis in May was well over $1 million.
From what, ruts and divots and
Wow.
Trying to
front
get
loaders
those
else.
smokers in there.
I mean, what do they expect?
Yeah.
So
They better
I
get
don't
some
know
sheets
if
of
it'll be
plywood
back at
next year.
Tom Lee Park,
They
but
better
that
get
was
some-
unbelievable. It was so much fun. I mean, I don't know if I could ever recreate that with my son, the bonding that we did.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it
you
was-
never get that back.
you
I mean,
know,
he
it
gonna
was
remember that for the rest of
unbelievable.
his life, for sure.
So what do we got over here against the wall? Is
Yeah,
this
let's see if I can. I don't know which camera's gonna be better.
that one.
All right, so I'm gonna
quick
go,
Yeah, describe that to us right there. What we're looking at.
and I'm gonna punch in real quick.
That was last year's trophies
Too much.
that we
Oh, there it is.
we gave out to the teams.
That is legit. That's a
trophy.
That's a 50
Yep.
pound piece of cypress, I think, is what it is.
It is. There's a guy.
It's heavy.
I was gonna ask him to pick it up and hold it, but
No.
Dude,
You ain't picking that thing up.
Hey, look, I'll hold it. We've won a couple trophies here lately.
Well, who made that? Where'd that come from?
So that came from out of Picayune, Mississippi. There's a trophy shop up in Picayune.
Okay.
And I seen some of his trophies at another barbecue event that I attended a year before last. And so I got his information. The guy that was over that event told me about him, and I got the information and contacted him. And at the last minute, he actually put these together and made them for me. I mean, literally within a week and a half.
yeah.
He pulled that out of the Pearl River. There ain't no doubt.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, he pulled it out of the Pearl River.
I would say that's our most prized. We take that thing everywhere we compete.
Really?
Yeah.
It's got wear and tear on it now for sure.
Well, that's part of it.
Rail off the categories. So do you have a first and how does that work?
Yep. So this year it's going to be first place is $1,000 in trophies. Second place is going to be 800 in trophies, and then third place will be 600 in trophies, and then we'll have fourth place as well. That'll be 400 in trophies.
Okay, is that per category? Like I mean, what do we got?
That'll be
chicken, sausage, pork.
That'll be combined total points.
Okay.
Sounds like a party to me.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt, for sure. I'm sure you're gonna have cold drinks out there. You're gonna have soft drinks out there.
We'll have Allen Beverages, Pepsi there. Like I said, all the vendors, there'll be snowballs and lemonade, and there's no telling what kind of food that the tent vendors will be selling as well.
Is there I know in a flyer we'll bring up later, there's a difference between a big rig category and a backyard warrior.
So he won't do that this year.
Okay.
All right. Everybody's going to be the same at our cook-off this year, at the Ocean Springs cook-off.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get started and do the two categories until you get established.
Right.
A lot of the bigger guys, they don't want to come unless there's a very good payout, a very good acknowledgement. I cooked in a steak category, a steak cook-off a couple weeks ago for the first time, and it's the same way there. They have a following. There was 44 teams, 43 plus me. I was the only one that's never cooked in a steak cook-off.
So it's business for them.
It's business.
Oh, yeah, business.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the bigger teams, they're not coming just to have fun.
Right.
They're coming to sweep the whole thing, win the money, and walk away.
That's kind of like Bill
Yeah.
Fish, right?
Yeah,
Fishing
yeah.
tournament.
Oh, yeah.
It's no
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
What's a big payout? Wouldn't you say big payout like for something like that?
This is a huge payout for what he's got. It's huge for the Ocean Springs Cook-Off. There's not going to be many in our little area that pays what he pays. I don't think Pascagoula pays what he pays.
Right.
Moss Point's not going to pay what he pays. Diamond Head doesn't pay what he pays. I mean, he's the biggest payout.
Yeah, but his is still small
but
compared
he's-
to Memphis and May. Like,
Oh,
what is
oh,
a
yeah.
Memphis? What is a Memphis
Yeah,
and May
so-
payout?
so-
that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
When you say the steak cook-offs, like
yeah.
So steak cook-off, the first place was $1,000. I finished 7th and still made a couple $100.
mhm.
Right.
You know, and Memphis in May was the grand champion was probably over $30,000.
yeah. But that's
Right.
that's the biggest.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
that's
the
the Super
biggest.
Bowl.
I
That's
mean, you
Super
know,
Bowl. That's
you
Super
know,
Bowl.
That's the Super Bowl for
Yeah.
sure.
I think you got 11 grand for finishing first place in whole hog right
Mhm.
off the bat. 11 grand, not counting any other categories. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a good event, and it's definitely a great cause.
Yep, it sure
So
is.
we
And
appreciate you.
you know, it also good. We also want to make sure that everybody's aware of this as well. We like to keep some of the fundraising money local.
Mhm.
So the same organizations that we did last year, we're doing again this year, which is the DREAM program, the Lord is My Help
Okay.
shelter, food shelter, and Jackson County SPCA.
Yeah.
And then we also donate some of our funds back to the city to help support and maintain the grounds for the Veterans Memorial Park there.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much space is you got enough space
It's a
to
lot.
spread out there?
It's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually. I mean, I've seen it from the road, but I don't ever. I don't
Yeah.
know.
As far as I know, last year was the first event ever to take place behind the Civic Center.
And
So,
I'm guessing you got the smokers in concrete, not in grass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a learning curve last year.
there's a
Every
lot of
first
parking
year
back
is-
there. There's
Yeah.
a lot of space back there. It really
Lots
is.
of space.
Okay.
And y'all still taking teams?
Well, we're signing up teams all the way up to the 14th and vendors, tent vendors all the way to the 14th.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what it is. You don't have to be any specific. Anybody,
Doesn't
just pay
matter
up
what
and
it
come up.
is. If anybody wants to sign up as a sponsor, they're welcome to do that. We'll get them on our boards, digital boards, and in our flyers and stuff
And-
like that.
And we're
Local
going with
news
any
media.
cooker teams. We're going with any fuel source, right? You're going with any fuel source.
So you
Right.
can do anything.
If
Yep.
you're
Charcoal,
a pellet,
electrical.
Yep.
if,
Charcoal,
if you're the
yep.
backyard king with a pellet grill, come on out. They need more teams.
Yep.
They need. I mean, just for the whole community to see. You know.
Yeah, oh,
It's-
yeah.
You don't even
Yep.
have to sell anything. Just come out.
Did,
Cook.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, where do they go? Where do, if I want to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
a
yeah.
It's
vendor
on that-
and or a compete
Yep.
team?
So they can go to Four Bulls Facebook
okay,
page.
I can drop that down in the comments right now.
Four
too.
Bulls Facebook page, and they can scroll, look for our flyer, and there's a link attached. Click on that link, and it'll take you right to a secure application site. You can fill out the application right there. It's also got my direct contact number, as well as our business number on there if they have any questions. But the application is right there.
Did we talk price? What is it to get in team wise?
For tent vendors, it's $100.
Okay.
For teams, it's $150.
All right. And then you get supply your own meat.
Correct.
Okay.
Team supply their
But
own
you're
meat.
getting it all back once you,
Yep.
getting most of it back once you pay it off, and then the rest of it goes to the
Yep.
William Moore Fund.
Yep.
There it is.
And you know, a lot of people, like you said, they don't just want barbecue. So if you're a team and you hadn't done it before, you could do something simple besides barbecue. You could be hamburgers or whatever, and
Hot dogs, yep,
and
whatever.
sell that and make your entry fee back.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess we got everything on that side, right?
Right.
But the barbecue fest that we need to talk about next, and I like the category that maybe y'all need to put in y'all's is the UFO category, and that's with that's with the Pascagoula Men's Club, and they got one coming up next, right?
Yeah, we do. Or Pascagoula does.
Yeah.
I say we do because I'm a Pascagoula guy.
Yeah.
it's near and dear to my heart. But it all leads into it. Ocean Springs, Moss Point, Pascagoula. If we can all get together and do these competitions, you'll start bringing tons of people from out of state, from everywhere. It just leads into everything to help each community.
Yeah, and me and Jared even talked about this last year about putting our own barbecue fest on, and if you have enough of them together strong enough, then it would be something. You know what I'm saying?
That one you can start once one gets accredited or whatever you want to call it, gets with one society, whether it be Memphis Barbecue, Kansas City Barbecue, or then they all can start coming in there because you start getting judges coming into one, and they know the area. Well, they want to come back and do the next one, do the next one, do the next one.
It's kind of like the big leagues, and you got a bunch of scouts underneath it, and then everybody goes to the big.
And
league.
I didn't realize that until the last couple of years. It's a big thing, and people, even though they live here, they can't cook in a local one because there's a Memphis one, sanctioned Memphis one up the road here, there, and they're competing.
The regular Jimmy and Joe can't pull his Weber up there and say, "Hey, I want to smoke this brisket."
Yeah. I mean, like Memphis in May is the big thing, and Kansas City, the Kansas City Royale, it's all invited. It's all invited.
Yeah,
you don't just show up and hand them a couple $100. I mean, it's invited.
Right.
Yeah, you probably got to have pre-qualifying tournaments that you've already won.
Points.
So, points. There you go. So, well, dang, I think that's cool. I dropped the link to. It looks like you got a Google Doc to register, which was on the Facebook page.
Yep.
So anybody watching on the live or on the replay, if you want to register, just click on one of those links and the docs.google link, and it'll take you there. You've got, as a recording, today's the 12th, so you got to the 14th. So you got 2 days still, and go check it out. If you don't compete, still go hang out.
Yeah,
that's right.
Could you give us the times? What time we setting up?
10 to 6. Gates open at 10 a.m. The event ends at 6 p.m. We will have bands all day long entertaining. Like I said, beer garden. We'll have Allen beverages there, food, and all the tent vendors. I mean, there's probably anything you want to buy will be there.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a tad bit cooler, so you probably gonna get a little bit
cooler. Should be a beautiful day.
Weather.
And like I said, it's a fun family fun event. So, I mean, there's probably not too many more places you can go to like that and take the family out and have a great day
and support
for
a good cause.
For a good cause. Sure. Absolutely.
It's awesome. Yeah, we appreciate y'all coming on and telling us about it.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for your
guys.
time.
I appreciate you guys having us out here.
Absolutely,
you guys are doing a good thing.
It's our pleasure, man. It really is, and we want to thank everybody for watching. We have our Sheep's Head tournament live registration as well on brownwaterbanter.com.
Shirts are up. Pre-order shirts are up. So if you want to jump on there, you can grab that too.
That'll be September the 30th. So that's another fun event. Like Joey said, Tackle 22 is a part. So
and if you're a vet there, get with Derek Callender, and we can.
Or shoot us a message.
Yeah, shoot us a message, and we can get you in free, and we can fish for free for sure.
That's right. All right.